Hello everyone. Um, this is my next video telling you about the past couple days. Uh, I've been waiting for the perfect time to do it because it's pouring outside and you can't hear anything when it's raining, so hopefully it doesn't start raining again. So, I have questions from people that I wrote down. Okay. So, weather. Everyone's asking me about the weather. So, there's two seasons, dry season and a wet season. So, right now we're in the wet season. So, it rains pretty much every day, sometimes for a long time, sometimes only in the evening. For the past couple days, it's only been raining in the evening. The first day I was here, the 27th, it rained like all day long. But that's the only time that that's happened so far. And then it's cooler than in the dry season, but by cool I mean like it's like 25 to 30 degrees outside opposed to like 40. So it doesn't feel warm to me because last time we were here it was the dry season and it was like blistering hot out. So I'm used to the hottest it's going to get, which is good because I thought that like when we were here that was the cooler season and it was going to get even hotter than that, but it's not. So I'm set. What else? Oh, Auntie Allison, this is my right hand. No, I am not married. Nothing has happened in a week, nor will it in the next 9 months. Um, Megan wanted to see Deanna, Noldy, and Owen, which they're my caretakers, and they were our caretakers when the surf team was here last time. And they're not around right now, but I promise I will get a video of them. Um, Oh, I forgot to mention this in my last video. So on my first day here, it was raining a lot, but then Pendeta, Edwin, Pastor Edwin, and Helmy were telling me that apparently there was an earthquake, and I didn't feel it at all. And apparently they have like earthquakes pretty often, but like minor ones. But this one was apparently like a little bit bigger than normal. And Deanna, I was like in my room, and Deanna was like worried about me, and she was about to come like knock on the door, but then the earthquake stopped. And I'm pretty sure I wasn't napping at that point because they said it was at like 4 in the afternoon and I didn't fall asleep until a little bit later that night. So I have no idea how I just didn't feel an earthquake at all. So yeah, and as far as I know, there haven't been any other ones, but who knows? And this other crazy epiphany I have. So for those of you who have Facebook, the little like world or globe that's up in the corner that gives you your alerts. When you go to another country with a laptop or something, the world rotates so that you can see the country that you're in. So like normally in Canada, it shows like Canada and America and like Mexico and South America and everything. But now that I'm in Indonesia, it's like rotated and I can see the other side of the world. So mind blown. I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. Yeah, so those are all the questions that people had. So if you have more questions, let me know. So last time I talked to you guys was up until Saturday. So Sunday, we went out to a church. So it was like my first time kind of going out, other than like shopping here in Monado. Um, and so we drove 3 hours. Um, at 7 o'clock in the morning. So we drove 3 hours to a church, and I'm not actually sure what town it was in. I didn't ask that. But there was a church. Oh, here comes the rain. Okay, I'm gonna like speak louder, so hopefully you can still hear me. Um, oh my gosh, it's so loud. Yeah, so the church was celebrating its like 65th anniversary, plus there was a new building. So Pendeta, which is pastor, Pendeta Edwin was invited to go preach there. So we went for that, and we got there at like 10 o'clock, and then we went to someone's house and had like an early lunch since the service was going to go really long. And I saw the seminary students, some of the seminary students for like the first time on Sunday, which was really good. So I got to see like Dennis and Felix again. Um, and then we went over to the church, and the service was like 3 hours or so, which is like normal here. So, yeah, it's a lot longer than a Canadian service. Um, and there was like we did singing, and then Pendeta Edwin spoke, and a bunch of other pastors spoke who had like previously served at that church, and then of course there was food afterwards. So it was just when they gave us the early lunch at the house, I was like, "There's going to be food at the church. I just know it." So yeah, there was lots of food, and uh, afterwards, we were like, okay, it's ready to go. And I was like, oh, wow, no pictures or anything. And I spoke too soon because I ended up taking a bunch of pictures. Not that many, but like a lot with some of the younger people and the students and stuff. And it was really fun. Uh, yeah, so that was good. And then we came back. The drive home was kind of rough. It like ended up being like 4 hours home. And I was like, I think still jet lagged and like super tired and a little bit like nauseous, but I didn't throw up, so that was good. Yeah, so I got home and I went to bed at 8:30 because I was so tired. And then Monday, that was yesterday. What happened Monday? Oh, I woke up at like 5 in the morning, which I'm loving, and I don't really want my jet lag to end. Um, yeah, I woke up at 5. What did we do on Monday? Oh man, so much stuff happened. Oh my goodness, that was just yesterday. Oh, I had my first language lesson. So that was interesting. A friend of mine, Larry, his mom teaches Bahasa Indonesian at the university here, so she's teaching me. Um, and so yeah, it was a little bit rough like the first time because like we need a translator. So like she says something in Indonesian, which gets translated to English to me, and then I ask a question in English, which gets translated into Indonesian. But I'm trying to learn Indonesian, and it's like super confusing. But yeah, it was pretty good. And then yeah, I just chilled in my room. Uh, Edwin and Helmy came down around supper time and we talked and chatted. Um, and then today, I went to chapel for the first time. So they have chapel at the seminary on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So that was my first time going to chapel. So then I saw like all the students. And so I reconnected with my old ESL group from last time we were here, Iche and Mar, which was good. And yeah, and then after chapel, I had a language lesson again, and it went really well today. So I'm thinking of maybe teaching you guys some Bahasa Indonesian, like, I don't know, one word every time or something. So right now I'm learning prefixes, so like um, parts, letters that go in front of a word to make it a proper verb. It's confusing because we don't really have that in English. Um, but yeah, so I'll just teach you. What should I teach you? Apa kabar. That's how are you. I taught the youth that. So apa kabar, and then if you're doing good, you say bike bike. So apa kabar, bike bike. So, yep, you can use that probably never. Um, yeah, and then I had lunch, and then Edwin and Helmy and I went to the immigration office because I have to get like a residence card. So we found out that's going to be like a whole bunch of more paperwork, so that'll be fun. But hopefully it'll be like quick, and it's not like I have to wait for a visa or anything. Like I'm already here, I just need a residence card. And then we did a little bit more shopping, and then came back here, and I've just been doing some budgeting and fun stuff like that. Um, oh, and the funniest thing happened today. So at lunchtime, I came back to the house to eat, and Deanna's daughter, Nadia, who's a student here, her and her friend were here, and they asked to get a picture with me. So I did. And then I'm eating lunch, and I have my phone with me, and I get a Instagram request from Nadia's friend, and uh, and so I followed her back, and she's just sitting on the couch like across from me, and I'm kind of being on my phone, but I'm like looking up and trying to make eye contact, and then all of a sudden she looks at her phone and she starts like freaking out, and then she looks at me, and then Nadia said something, I don't know, in Bahasa Indonesian, and then they both just started giggling and looking at me, and they were just like so happy. It was hilarious. Oh dear, it was so funny. Yep. So that was like the highlight of my day. Yep. So tomorrow I have chapel again, and then a language lesson, and then I'm gonna go meet um, a girl who's here from South Africa, um, who speaks English. So yeah, that should be fun. Just connecting with other English-speaking people here, and yeah, that's pretty much been it for the past 3 days, I guess. So I think I'm gonna try to do like every 3 days or 4 days or so. I'll do a video. I'll probably get way busier and maybe only have to do one a week. But keep sending me questions or requests of stuff. I'm going to try to do my next video during the day so I can give you a tour of the campus. And yeah. And also, Chris Middleton hates that I ended my videos in peace out, because apparently that's not cool anymore. So I'm going to end my videos now with Sampai Jumpa, which is goodbye. So, Sampai Jumpa.